things that you hear about King David in life. He was a great worshiper who developed the Davidic worship system. You always hear about Bathsheba. People always remember our negatives more than our positives. But I want to look at three truths that we don't normally think about with King David. In our text today from 1 Chronicles chapter 15 and 16, I want you to notice three great truths. First of all, the greatest truth about King David was that personally, he was a worshiper. Look at verse 25 and 26 of chapter 15. Then David and the elders of Israel and the generals of the army went to the house of Obed-Edom to bring the ark of the Lord's covenant up to Jerusalem with great celebration. And because God was clearly helping the Levites as they carried the ark of the covenant, they sacrificed seven bulls and 7 rams. Then look at verse 29. But as the ark of the Lord's covenant entered the city of David, Michal, the daughter of Saul, looked down from her window, and she saw King Saul skipping about and laughing with joy, and she was filled with contempt for him. This was a big day for him. He loved God. And to bring the ark of the covenant up back to the city of Jerusalem was part of a thing in his heart to build a temple for God in Jerusalem. He was so excited about it. He was joyful and he was worshiping. Now, you're going to find there's a lot of people in life that want you to be dignified, just like King Saul's daughter. They want you to be dignified. Remember your station in life. Remember, no, when you're before God, there's one thing you need to remember. He is God, and he is worthy to be worshiped. May I please always encourage you. Be like King David. Worship God with all of your heart. The second great truth about David was his generosity. 1 Chronicles chapter 16, verses 1 to 3. They brought the ark of God and placed it inside the special tent David had prepared for it. Now, it's not in the tabernacle of the wilderness. That's set up down at Gibeon, and that's where the altar was and where the sacrifices were done. But this was a special tent that David set up. And they presented burnt offerings and peace offerings to God. When they had finished the sacrifices, now listen carefully, David blessed the people in the name of the Lord. Then he gave every man and woman in all Israel a loaf of bread, a cake of dates, and a cake of raisins. He gave every citizen of Israel a gift from the king. Now, beloved, we forget David's great generosity of heart. Remember, this is the king who at the end of his life emptied his personal treasuries. I mean, please, Solomon took over a broke kingdom, all right? I mean, when Solomon took over, there wasn't much left because David emptied the treasuries of a king to build the house of God. David was a man with a great, generous heart. And the third characteristic, he cared for his family. In chapter 16, verse 43, then all the people returned to their homes, and David turned and went home to bless his own family. Okay? I blessed all the people today. I'm not going to forget my own family. He returned to his own home and blessed his family. Now look at these three characteristics of a great leader and a man who was still probably the greatest, most respected man in all of Israel, even to this day, far more so than Solomon. He was a worshiper of God. He was a generous man, and he was a man who cared for his own family. Great truths for all of us today.